That message was brought to you by Andrew.
Lee, it's sad, man. It's sad, but I'm telling you right now, people,
you know how many concerts I go to, Andrew? How did it not go through your mind to check? You're the only one who didn't check on me on Sunday, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I didn't think you were in Vegas, bro.
Really? Well, no, we did the show that morning. That's true. I probably would have said I was going.
Yeah, sorry. No, I didn't know that. If it was San Diego, I would have called you.
Do you know how many people rolled on me on Sunday night? Like, my phone blew up, and I was asleep. I went to bed early, but my phone blew up. Because they know that I go to that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I like hanging out and watching drunk white people be stupid. There's nothing better. I was in lovely Paso Robles last night. I cannot say enough about the Vina Robles Amphitheater. I like that little place. Good place to see a show. I saw dumb white people behaving badly. If you want to, go on Facebook and you can see where I was last night. Follow
Nobody has ever said we're going to go do this bank robbery, but first we got to stop at Walmart and pick up a few hand pistols. They don't say that, people. These are illegal guns.
Wait, what was it? Guitars and guns? How is that a thing?
Let's stop at Big Five, and then we'll go do the drive-by.
Guitars and guns. Whew, love that. All right, let's get back and finish up the last of the boxing news for you guys. I know
all right.
You guys care. Again, LasVegasDiscount.net. Take advantage of tragedy to get a great deal in Vegas. Jacobs to battle unbeaten Arias. The opponent for former middleweight champion Daniel Jacobs, 32-2, 29 KOs, was officially announced today at a press conference in New York. Jacobs was the first American signing of Eddie Hearns. It was a big deal this week. He will make his debut under Matchroom banner on November 11th. Again, another November 11th. Now I can understand why Bob is putting on a November 11th card in Fresno on ESPN. He's just all over this date. HBO on November, that's what HBO is putting on. HBO November 11th at Nassau Coliseum. Is Bob a bitter man? Like, let's talk about the subtext to this story. Is Bob Arum a bitter man or what?
Possibly.
Wait, I'm going to double check this. I'm going to the Top Rank website just to double check. Yeah, November 11th, ESPN. Jesse Magdaleno and Jose Ramirez on ESPN.
Okay, now time out. I believe Magdaleno just pulled out of that fight, Lee. You might want to go to fightnews.com and check.
I'm on their website, and they don't have any release on it yet.
I believe Magdaleno pulled out of that fight. He got injured. So I don't know if they're going to run with another main, because that was a good main event there. Yeah. I don't know if they're going to run with another one or pull the card entirely now.
It's quite spectacular.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to read the article. I had just seen it when you had called. Matter of fact, I can look for it too.
Jesse Magdaleno, Jose Ramirez for the California Latino Water Coalition. It's a benefit. Smart. WBC ranked. You got an IBF eliminator. It's at the Save Mart Center in Fresno. Is the Save Mart Center formerly the Selin Arena? Did they just give it a different name, or did they finally build a real arena there? Who knows? What is that, about a 3-hour drive for you?
No, they have a nice arena. Okay. Yeah, that's why Top Rank always goes back to Fresno. I think they do like 8,000 or 9,000 in their venue.
Great.
Yeah, the Top Rank doesn't do bad out there.
Outstanding.
I'm looking for it still. You haven't found anything on it?
No, there's no real update as of yet. But
yeah, there it is. But Magdaleno suffers injury, withdraws from Juarez belt. So, was this at the one in? Yeah, this is for.
And he's already got everything booked, so he's going to have to pull out a pretty. It's still a month and a half away, so somebody can go into camp. So he can get a pretty big fighter.
It says WBO Super Bantamweight World Champion Jesse Magdaleno will no longer be featured next month on ESPN. The boxer suffered a hand injury in training camp that has forced him to withdraw from a scheduled mandatory title defense against Cesar Juarez of Mexico. The fight was going to take place November 11th, Fresno, California. So they will still move forward with the two remaining bouts. There is no word if a third bout will be added. So,
Yeah, they need to.
It's a 16. Look at me lying my ass off.
ESPN's going to want them to do something.
The Save Mart Center packs 16,000 seats, Lee. 16,000.
That's all of Fresno.
Exactly. There will be still the undefeated junior welterweight contender and hometown hero Jose Ramirez, 20-0-15, will be taking on undefeated Mike Reed, 23-0-12. So that's a decent fight there, especially if Ramirez is from Fresno. Then that's why they're going to run with that card.
I don't know. I don't know if we're going anymore, but you should still get the day off and ask your wife. Still a good excuse to go watch boxing. It's about 3 hours for me and 3 hours for you. It's not a bad deal.
Right.
You never know. We haven't watched the fight in forever. And it'll be on ESPN. I digress. Let's go from that to the Jacobs Arias card, which is happening on HBO, which is what Bob was really competing with. Eddie Hearn comes to America. It's a big deal, Andrew. It's a big deal.
Where are you at? What are you talking about?
Matchroom Boxing, Eddie Hearn, November 11th, HBO, Daniel Jacobs.
All right. Oh, yeah. Arias, the undefeated kid.
Yes.
I didn't know you were pitching that one to me already. Yeah, yes. No, look.
This whole thing was about that. You're the only one lost.
Well, you got me over here. I'm looking for the damn Fresno thing. No, Arias has been there for a while. I believe he came out with Mayweather. And then something happened. Him and Mayweather got into it, and he got dumped by Mayweather, surprisingly, because he was still undefeated. So he's taking on Daniel Jacobs. The kid had a lot of confidence in the Jacobs press conference. Says he knows Jacobs from the amateurs, feels he's nothing special. I kind of was throwing out there how he was actually a better amateur fighter, per se, in his opinion, than Daniel Jacobs was. So who knows? This is an undefeated against a guy that has 2 defeats. Now, Daniel Jacobs did look good against Triple G, but he was still dropped, right? There's still an argument that he lost that fight, and there's no, there's a lot of fans that think there was no controversy there at all, right? It's really who you like going into that fight, what style you like, because Jacobs did a lot of backing up. So he has that defeat, then he has the defeat with the knockout. So who knows how this one goes? This is a big fight for Daniel. Like Daniel Jacobs said, this is huge for him because this is supposed to be a showcase, and Arias is undefeated. He's coming in thinking it's his moment. What if this kid is something special and no one really knows it? So we're going to see. Now, could have been said this weekend for Chris Eubank and Drivril, whatever the fuck his name was, but look how that fight turned out. So who knows, right, Lee?
Who knows? I agree.
He was undefeated, too, with the big old power knockout ratio, but then he looked hella one-dimensional when he got in the ring with the top 10 pound-for-pound boxer. Or not pound-for-pound, excuse me, top 10 super middleweight contenders. Sorry.
Who do you think the first person to put an event back in Vegas is going to be, if you were going to bet on one of the organizations?
I don't know. Top Rank. I'm sure they have. I'm sure there's things.
No, there isn't really anything on the books.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I would think Top Rank. That's going to be my guess because they're from Las Vegas. They have a lot of little cards.
I think I'm getting fat, Andrew.
Well, that's not good.
My moobs are getting big.
That sucks.
Isn't it? I digress. I should be cutting weight. I have a tournament coming up. WBC. I'm just feeling fat this morning and bloated. It's horrible.
It's been a slow week. You know when it's a slow week, Lee?
I'm about to tell you that the WBC ordered a Golovkin-Alvarez rematch and tell you an obvious story.
Right? No, I know. And then if you guys seen boxing scene dropped like 3 Kelly Pavlik stories this week. Like, where did Kelly Pavlik come from?
Well, that stuff trends. Look, tragedy always trends.
Yeah, now all of a sudden he's all talking about Jermaine Taylor. Isn't that
currently
story
on Twitter the most
5 years old?
I got to be honest. On Twitter, the number one thing that I've been posting and obsessing about has been OJ. Hasn't been boxing or mixed martial arts or grappling or anything. I'm obsessed with OJ.
I know that all went under the radar.
What's funny is OJ doesn't want to be under the radar. OJ,
of course,
OJ can't get a sniff.
He's going to go the Kardashian route. He'll do that show. He's waiting for a big offer, but he'll end up doing that show. That's what everyone kept rumoring that he was going to go right over to them. So who knows?
There you go.
No one cared about his release. His release would have been a lot bigger if the things, even
he
Puerto
needed
Rico.
To kill somebody after he got released. I mean, he's just not willing to commit.
He looked really old, I'll tell you that. Hey, did you see the limp? Did you see the limp as he walked out?
because he had a bad back and they didn't give him his correctional thing. And, yeah, fuck him.
Yeah, right? It's
look,
like a really
whether or not he did... Look, he was proven innocent in a court of law, right? Okay, so here's the thing.
Well,
fuck him. Fuck OJ. You were in the middle of it. I still think it was his son. I read all the books. Whatever. Fuck you. Go away. That's direct rematch between world champion Gennady Golovkin and Canelo Alvarez.
Are you going to be like the president now? We're going to do
Saul.
now?
That's what I was shooting for, but my mouth wouldn't form it. Saul Canelo Alvarez.
That guy, man.
There you go. Got it all rolled there. Was ordered at the WBC's 55th annual convention in Baku somewhere. I'm not even going to
I know, exactly.
Azerbaijan?
Yeah.
Azerbaijania?
Hey, how do you get a plane flight there? Where do you fly out of to go to Baku?
Fuck. WBC corrupt. The WBC corrupt president.
It's beautiful. Have you seen the photos that are coming out of Baku? It's a beautiful place. They look like they're staying in an empire, like the palace. Excuse me, like it's unbelievable. Where they held this.
Welcome to beautiful convention. Baku. This is Tattoo, my manservant.
Like all the money in the whole country goes to this one hotel. Maybe I don't know.
Baku. The extraordinarily corrupt dictator, Mauricio Suleiman, son of... never mind.
No. His name is Jose, isn't it? His dad is Mauricio.
I'm telling you the story. WBC President Mauricio Suleiman announced the Board of Governors' official decision
I have
today.
It backwards?
Jose Suleiman is the old man who died.
Oh, okay, my bad. Sorry.
I want to know, like, this is such a clear dictatorship. Like, there's no voting. There's a board of governors. Like, they're voting on who the president is. I don't want to break it to anybody, but Jose gifted the whole organization to his son. That's a dictatorship.
And not only that, people, I've lost a lot of respect for these guys because of all these stupid belts. I'm telling you, I love 4 titles in every division. I am a big fan of the 4 title thing. I am not a fan of interim titles, diamond titles, green titles, ABC titles. Like this, it's got to stop. And the WBC has flooded the market with all these fake belts. It is very hard to explain to a casual fan what is going on in boxing right now with all of these titles.
I'll tell you what it reminds me of. It's like Dollar Tree marketing. Like they hired somebody who does the marketing for Dollar Tree, so they just decide, we're just going to build a bunch of belts. It's branding.
And what diamond cave did they find? You know what I mean? Like, did they? Because Lee, they've made these diamond belts for years now. Like, where's
the
money?
By the way, I don't think there's a single diamond on the diamond belt. Suleiman looks cheap to me.
They're all fake.
They're all fake. Just like the Suleimans. Kell Brook returns planned fight. Oh, for those of you who didn't know, which we all knew a week ago, which we all knew a month ago, and we knew immediately after the fight. The fight will take place not at the end of the year, not when everybody wants it. It's going to take place Cinco de Mayo again next year. Shock.
Yeah.
And amazement.
It was a contracted
the biggest
rematch.
date in Vegas boxing, Cinco de Mayo weekend, Las Vegas. Book it now. Hey, here's an opportunity to go to LasVegasDiscount.net and book now for Cinco de Mayo 2018. I guarantee it will be in Vegas.
LasVegasDiscount.net. Yes, sir.
Kell Brooks returns for February 2018. Eddie Hearn said this week, former IBF... This is how thin the news is. We're talking about a February return of Kell Special K. Brooks. God help us.
We got fights coming this week, Lee. This Saturday we'll have fights.
He's going to fight Amir Khan, bro. I mean...
I know. No, it's the only thing he has. You guys, it's the only way his eye doesn't get broken, right? Right now, anybody Kell Brook faces is breaking his face apart. So you got to go with Amir Khan. And then look, Lee, they're taking him to junior